So lawmakers are speaking out after this moment. Did you catch this? Senator Padilla physically removed from Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's news conference. CBS News correspondent Carter Evans breaks down exactly what happens because he was in the room. He also has more on the ongoing legal battle between the Trump administration and the state of California.
So we had a bit of courtroom whiplash yesterday. First, a judge said that President Trump did not have the authority to take control of the National Guard and ordered the control be given back to California. Governor Newsom was celebrating. Then just before midnight, well, the White House had appealed that, and an appeals court basically blocked that judge's order. So the National Guard is still here behind me, and they will be here for now. This follows another interesting day here in Los Angeles. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was giving a press conference, and all of a sudden, I'm sitting in the front row, and you see someone enter out of the press corps, start taking steps towards Secretary Noem, asking questions. Immediately, Secret Security jumps in and starts pushing him back, and only then does he say, "I'm Senator Alex Padilla." And at that point, you see him dragged out of the room, pushed down to the ground, face first, and handcuffed. Now, Noem says she didn't recognize Padilla, and he wasn't plain clothes. He was not wearing his Senate security pin. Padilla says he was already in the building for another reason. He realized this press conference was going on. He had had questions for Homeland Security, and he wasn't getting answers. So he decided that this would be a good time to come down and ask those questions. But why he decided to ask that question right then and interrupt the secretary instead of waiting for the question and answer period, well, that's not clear, because Padilla himself refused to answer questions. Back to you.
Fascinating. Carter, thank you for that. There are two big immigration cases we're following right now. The Justice Department had until about 9:30 this morning Eastern to appeal a judge's order that would allow Mahmoud Khalil, you see him next to me, walk free from ICE detention. Also, a judge in Tennessee will hear arguments today in the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. His lawyers want their client released from detention while his criminal case is pending. The U.S. attorney indicted Abrego Garcia, accusing him of human smuggling. CBS News Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins us now from Washington with more on this and more. Scott, I want to discuss those two cases in just a moment. But first, we saw that footage of Senator Padilla being pushed to the ground and handcuffed by federal agents. Our Carter Evans mentions that he wasn't answering questions, and neither was the secretary. But what's new on that front?
Well, his senator's colleagues are saying this was an outrage that a member of the U.S. Senate inside a federal building in his home state could be handcuffed in any context, no matter the nature of the interaction between the senator and the Homeland Security Secretary at this public press conference. It is a striking image to see what you're seeing on the screen there, and it goes alongside some other recent handcuffing of government officials. New Jersey Congresswoman LaMonica McIver, Milwaukee local judge Hannah Dugan, and Newark's Mayor Ross Baraka. Those are 4 elected officials, 3 of them minorities, 2 of them women, all of whom have been handcuffed in the past few weeks. It's going to raise concerns that the administration's federal agencies and federal agents are overreaching and overreacting to political criticisms.
And Scott, jumping back to some of the cases we laid out, specifically Mahmoud Khalil, if he is released, what precedent might that set for the government's ability to detain international students over political speech?
An important and really a fascinating case in its own way, and it's shifting minute by minute. We know that the judge in this case has determined that the reason the administration's been using to hold Khalil is not justifiable, that it's in the foreign policy interest of the United States. It doesn't mean that the feds can't find another argument to try to hold Khalil in that detention facility in Louisiana, and as this day progresses, they may come back with a different rationale. But Khalil's attorney has submitted a letter trying to push this thing forward. Take a look at this. It says the government has not filed a notice of appeal of this court's order by the court order deadline, which was this morning, 9:30 Eastern time, for the preliminary injunction to be in effect. Nor has the government represented Mr. Khalil's being detained based on any ground other than the one the court enjoined, trying to speed this along. But Errol, it's been anything but fast. This has been a 3-month battle over the fate of Mahmoud Khalil.
And what can we expect today in the hearing for Kilmar Abrego Garcia's case?
Very important one in Abrego Garcia's criminal case. He'll appear for an arraignment, but there's also going to be a detention hearing, which means the Department of Justice is going to make an argument for why they believe Abrego Garcia is a flight risk or a danger to society if he's not held in jail on the criminal charge. This is something that's going to draw any number of spectators, protesters, demonstrators on behalf of Abrego Garcia. We understand his family is there in Nashville where this case is filed to be part of this court hearing. This has grown so much bigger, Errol, than just this one individual. This is a broader question about a mistaken deportation and how the government has conducted itself in this case.
Yeah, both of those cases taking on symbolic importance and really representing a larger sentiment. Scott MacFarlane with all the latest for us out of D.C. Scott, thanks.